Yeah, so until now, if our viewers were thinking that we couldn't go any deeper and we couldn't get into more serious topics, we go into another serious topic, which is called the labor movement. Now, during this period, the way the industrialists were accumulating wealth was mainly in industries which involved construction, like steel, railroad, or required a lot of labor, like plantations. During this period of time, workers in general had terrible conditions when it came to their work. There were absolutely no safety rules which were applicable in factories or plantations. There was a rampant exploitation and there were highly unsafe working conditions in mills, railroad constructions, and bridge constructions. A lot of civil engineering projects resulted in the death of a lot of workers. So it was during this time, it was during the Gilded Age that there was a nationwide labor movement in the US, and laborers of all kinds joined together in unions in order to improve their working conditions. And it was during this time that certain organizations and certain unions brought forth the concept of 888. And that means 8 hours of work, 8 hours of sleep, and 8 hours of fitting everything else that is in your life, which is health, family, friends, self care, side hustles. So, yeah, the 888 rule, which we still follow, and we are following the 888 rule 157 years after it was first conceptualized. So, if you really think about it, like I said, if someone was having it bad if they were born during the 1900s, we are having it pretty bad in the 2000s and the 2010s and 2020s, because we are still working at the same rate of work hours compared to someone who potentially did not have a car, who did not have internet, who did not have the I don't know, the explosion of technology that we have had. And the fact that despite being able to work and communicate and interact at such a fast pace, we have not reduced our working hours, which is kind of, I don't know, like, why are we doing this to ourselves? These are abominable conditions of work. And also, I would like to point out there's this economist, his name is John Maynard Keynes, and he had predicted that by the 21st century, there would be so much technological advancement that we would be able to reduce the work week to just 15 hours in a week, which means we would work only 3 hours per day, which is kind of true, because honestly, someone who's in the office 8 hours in a day, I don't know how productive they are. Is it possible to be productive throughout the 8 hours? I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. So, anyway, he was of the idea that the real problem we would have would be to fill our leisure time, because we would have so much leisure time. And although a lot has changed in the world of labor rights, in the world of employment rights, if we really think about it, there hasn't been a very drastic change. I mean, we do have safety practices, best practices, laws around safe working conditions, but the template of oppression is the same. It's just that it's with different fonts. Like back then, it was more of physical labor, and now it's more mental labor, but both are bad for us in excess, which is probably why millennials and Gen Zs have so much crash outs and burnouts, because we are still working at a rate which is super unsustainable. But anyway, this is the whole labor movement around the Gilded Age. It's like I said, they had it bad, we are having it bad. It's just what it is. Yeah.
Yep.
Coming to the topic of millennials, I think we should like kind of try to remember that if a lot of things have not changed in 150 years, where are we going wrong? How is it so that again we are miserable, but like I said, just like in different fonts? And it should really make us think as to like why, with the kind of like technological prowess that we have and the information prowess that we have, how are we not becoming a collective to like really make a huge change? Or maybe these are the baby steps that we are taking towards bigger changes, and how people in the Gilded Age went through growing pains. we are also kind of going through growing pains towards something that's more progressive. I don't know. I want to be hopeful. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would like things to change.
Would too. And I know, I mean, things are different. They're the same, but different where we're both at. And I will say, concerning what's going on now with us over here, I think the people with money have their hands in too much and too many pies. I don't think it's going to be that easy. I just, we're talking billionaires versus those of us who are being laid off because of AI or being laid off because of whatever. I mean, people with great degrees having hard times finding jobs. I think they're keeping us poor on purpose, and they're keeping the poor, especially poor, because then we can't rise up because we're too busy. We're too busy trying to make money. Some people are working 2, 3 jobs. And also, on the other hand, too complacent because all we care about are TikToks, our Labubus,
Yeah.
and Dubai chocolate.
I
And I think
I
that's it.
also read somewhere that we still follow the 8-8-8 formula, like 8 hours work, 8 hours sleep, and 8 hours leisure. We are following such an outdated system of working hours. It's to ensure that people become more purchase happy people, in the sense that because we want to justify our lives of working so much and having such little time, we have become like purchase happy people, in the sense that when we purchase we get happiness, so we are willing to pay extra for convenience, like the utmost convenience. We are willing to give our attention for instant gratification. And I think that's why 150 years nothing has changed, because now we just fill our time with other bullshit. Honestly speaking, we think we justify our life that, oh, I work so hard so that I can afford this. But really, did I need a DoorDash, or like, did I need my food to be delivered to me? Or I could have taken the pains of like making a home cooked meal, which may have, honestly, it may have like helped me reduce stress. But I don't know. I want instant gratification, want the utmost convenience, because I want to save like that 1-2 hours into, like, say, my side hustle, or my, and like there are more and more and more things that you have to do. Like I said, take care of health, workout, family, friends, blah 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 blah. So I think
Mhm.
that's why we are kept in that 8-8-8 cycle.
Yeah, exactly. And the 888 cycle is becoming more work. I think a lot of people are working more than 40 hours a week
Yeah,
because again,
definitely.
because
Definitely.
rising costs of rent and things, and at least in America, our minimum wage hasn't gone up in years and years. And it's also so that to keep us tired. So we're working and we're tired and we don't have time to, rise up. But
Yes.
I don't want to get flagged. I don't want to get flagged. But yes, I did think, yeah. So just it's really interesting. And you're right. Millennials need to look at this and see what we can, and Gen Z as well. Gen Z in there. There's, I think Gen Z is great. I think a lot of them are very much willing to go out and protest. And I think there's a lot that aren't. And I don't know, maybe it's Gen Alpha that needs to save us. My daughter said last night, she goes, Mom, am I Gen Alpha? And I said, yeah. She goes, are we supposed to save the world? I said, yeah, it's a lot on your shoulders, but your boomer great grandparents, grandparents and great grandparents left things not so great. But yeah, I'm glad that you picked this of the two. I think Age of Innocence would have been interesting, and we probably would have touched on these things. These probably would have come up, but Age of Innocence, I want to watch the movie. I'm eventually going to read the book too. All in all, what my take was from this, because it inspired so much interest in the history for me. I do not like American history. I did not like it in school. I thought it was boring. I liked world history better. I will say this, my takeaway is I feel like in schools, I mean, of course, you learn about the American Revolution in 1776, the British are coming, whatever. I think that more emphasis needs to be placed on the Industrial Revolution, the Gilded Age,
Yeah.
right? During and after Civil War up until the 1900s, because of how it changed the United States, how it really set up capitalism.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it was from there. That's why we're in the boat we are now. And I don't think we'll ever get out of it. And again, I won't get into politics, but I think it was for better or for worse. It was such just a time of change in it shaped our nation. It really did. And I think that that's who we are. And I
Also,
think that studying these guys.
I think millennials should especially find parallels in their lives and find parallels in the lives of people who were living during the Gilded Age, because we are going through the rough part of the digital transformation, and they were going through the rough parts of the industrial expansion. We can really, if they say misery likes company, and a lot of millennials can, like, how do I say, share some heart space with this episode.
Yes, absolutely. But I'm so glad we touched upon this because I think that this is, I don't want to call it my favorite, but I think it's the most interesting period in American history that had the most effect on us, especially where we are today.